Okay, guys, we're going to review the story of the week, which was I Wonder Why Penguins Can't Fly. Okay. So first thing is it says penguins can't fly and other questions about polar land. So my first question to you is, what is the term used to describe both Antarctica and Arctic? Is it Greenland, polar lands, Iceland, or Russia? Mm-hmm. What do you think, Bryson?
The last one that you said. Russia?
Russia. No, not Russia. What do you think, Javea? Is it Greenland, polar lands, Iceland, Russia? Remember the title of the book. Let's go back. I Wonder Why Penguins Can't Fly and other questions about polar lands. Javea? Polar lands. Okay, so polar lands. Okay. Who remembers why Antarctica is colder? Why is Antarctica colder than the Arctic? Antarctica. What do you think, Kaylee?
Because the Arctic is land surrounded by water.
The Arctic is water. Mostly water, right? Okay. And what about that makes it not as cold? What do you think, Evangeline? Water takes longer to freeze than land. So Antarctica is colder because it's mostly land. Y'all remember that? Okay. Surrounded by water. Okay, any questions about that? Antarctica is colder because it is mostly land that's surrounded by water. Okay, and water is warmer than land. Okay. The next question to review, let's see who remembers, what are little icebergs called? We talked about it in the book. Small icebergs are called, I'll give you a hint, it starts with a G. You remember? Don't raise your hand unless you're for sure. So let's look back in the book. We can't remember. Right here, this little box. Small icebergs are called growlers. And see the picture? It looks like an animal growling. Okay? Okay, what can a glossary help you do?
Find the page.
Mm,
No. Those are taking time.
Bryson?
But if you don't know what a word means,
Yes, because it gives you what?
Information.
No. Definitions, good. Glossaries are in the back of the book. Remember, they give us definitions, okay? The index is not definitions, but it's in the back and it gives you key words and where to find them. Yes. Okay. Why do scientists who want to learn about space go to Antarctica? Because it is empty?
No.
Because there isn't a lot of wildlife?
No.
Because they need to observe lemmings in the wild? Because space is the only place colder than Antarctica?
Yes.
Good. Space is the only place colder than Antarctica. So if they want to go to space, they go to Antarctica. And I'm typing this up so you guys have something to look back at. Okay, so scientists like to go to Antarctica because it's the only place colder than space. Okay, why can't penguins fly? The main title of the book. Why, Bryson?
Because they're fat and wings.
They have too much fat. What is a vocabulary word that we've learned that means fat on animals? Blubber. Good. What else? Something about their wings, you said.
It's, they're like too big and too big.
Their wings aren't big enough,
And also they can to fly.
and their bones, you said they're too bony, but that's
Like this.
pretty much what I understand what you're trying to say. Their wings aren't big enough, and their bones weigh too much, right? Other birds have smaller, skinnier, tinier skeletons, whereas a penguin's bones are thicker and bigger. Okay, so they can't fly. Are igloos still built in the Arctic?
Yes, they're sheltered. Just like the
Yes,
fishing.
igloos are still built, but why? What are they used for?
Temporary shelter.
Good, only used for temporary shelters for those that want to fish and hunt. Okay. Number 9. I think we're on number 9. I don't know. I don't remember how many questions we've done.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
7. Okay. Polar bears. Who can tell me something you remember about polar bears that we read about that was very interesting? Or you may have already known this. Kaylee?
Polar bears aren't white.
Good. They aren't white. What color is their skin?
They're gray.
Their skin is black. But their fur is actually what?
They're clear.
Translucent. Good. That's one of our vocabulary words too. What does translucent mean? Kaylee? Kelsey? Sorry. Kelsey?
Translucent means it doesn't have a color.
Very good. Doesn't have color. Number 9. Explain how using text features can help you become a better nonfiction reader. What is a text feature you observed in the book? Okay. First, let's do what's a text feature you have observed in the book. Y'all want to look back at the book real quick?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What are these? These big bolded words.
Those are
Headings. These are just pictures with, what do we call the little part underneath a picture?
no, not
A caption. Caption. Okay? We have lots of illustrations, right?
Yeah.
With other important facts. Okay? So those are just some of the text features. We have in the very back an index. That's another text feature we've talked about. Okay? So, what is a text feature we observed in the story?
Index. It has an index and a heading and a cap.
Headings, captions,
And
index, fact boxes, glossary. Anything else? Yeah, there was a table of contents in there.
Oh. What's that big? What are you talking about?
Is there one more you can think of?
There's a big word.
Illustrations. Good. They had a lot of extra illustrations, right? Okay. Now, explain how using these help you become a better reader. How can using text features help you become a better reader? Think about it. I'll give you a starter. They provide.
Information.
There you go. They provide information you may not find in the
book.
paragraphs. Good. Okay, so it just gives you extra information, right? The index and the glossary are going to give you more information that you won't read in the paragraphs. The fact boxes are little side notes that give you more facts. Okay, so those are text features we've gone over and how they help us become a better reader. Bullets, good. They organize information. There was a map on there. We saw one map.
Ooh.
Diagram. Okay, another thing we talked about this week is main idea and details. Okay? If the main idea of a paragraph is some animals can survive the harsh winters of the Arctic, what are 3 details that you would include in this paragraph? Okay? So if the main idea is some animals can survive the harsh winters in the Arctic, what are 3 details that go with that? Y'all think of anything we read? Kelsey, you remember one thing?
We read about walruses, like this, when it flies on its belly, squid goes in its mouth. This walrus on the page.
Okay, good. So the walrus can slide to get its food. Prey, good. But does that help it? How does that help it survive the harsh winters?
By eating it and getting fatter.
Well, what is a walrus going to be surrounded by?
Ooh, this. No, I know. Ice. No.
Ice. There you go. So the ice is going to help him slide in the harsh winters. Okay, right, Allie? Okay. Can y'all think of 2 more details? Animals surviving the harsh winters. Allie?
Puzzle things. They have food to keep them warm.
Good.
And
There was another animal they talked about that had very thick fur. An Arctic
Fox.
fox.
But
Good.
it's the bull too. What's that bull thing?
Musk oxen. Good. They have thick fur. Good. So you could have said musk oxen or Arctic fox. They all have thick fur to help keep them warm in the Arctic. Okay. One more thing. What do birds like to do when it gets really cold? They have to do what?
So, birds have to build.
Say it again, Javea. Evaporate? You're thinking of, you're along the right words, but it ends in rate. Starts with an M though. Birds will migrate. So they'll fly to a warmer climate. Okay? Some other animals will, what do bears do in the winter? Hibernate. Good. Hibernate. They sleep. They sleep until it gets warmer. So they store up their body fat, and they're not using too much body fat, because if you burn too many calories, you'll starve. So if you're sleeping, you're not burning any calories. Okay? Because it's really hard to find food when it's that cold. Okay? Burn fat. When you're walking, moving, you're burning calories, which is fat. Okay? So the bears hibernate, so they're not burning all those calories. They store them up.
Is that bad if you burn the calories?
Okay? Can y'all think of anything else?
I know what.
Bryson?
What's the first animal? The walrus thing?
Uh-huh.
Is it pink walrus? The teeth, or like buck teeth, come out of its lips.
But what is that? Yes, the walrus does. Actually, that's a narwhal. The narwhal has a tusk that comes out of its lips, but does that help it survive the harsh winter?
No.
Not really. Y'all know about camouflage?
Yeah. Yes. Camouflage.
Can you think of any animals in the story that it talked about camouflage to hide from predators?
Bunnies.
Which one? A bunny? What else, Kelsey?
Lizard. What?
Yeah, but they're not in the Arctic.
One of those little lemons.
Yes. Good. They camouflage themselves to blend in to the
Water.
winter environment. They're called lemmings.
They're red.
Yes, I'll show you a picture. So let's use our table of contents. You guys want to learn about lemmings? I could go to the table of contents, or where else?
Or the index.
The index. Good. So lemming starts with L. So I could go to page 15, 17, and 31. Well, here's 31 right here.
Lemons are on the over. Down.
No, not
You know
that.
what kind of like you want? No. I know that.
There we go. This is, somebody said a bunny, so they were right.
Oh, that was me. Yes. Of course I'm right.
Ground squirrels hibernate. Arctic hares and collared lemmings grow white fur too, so predators find them difficult to spot in the snow. Here's collared lemmings up here. They look kind of like a little fox.
That's the big bad wolf thing.
Okay? So, camouflage. They want to blend into the white, snowy environment so predators can't find them as easily. Okay? Okay, so that's all we're going to go over for today on your comprehension. But now you guys are going to get to practice finding text features again. So a lot of these that we just talked about. Okay, are there any questions on this story?
No.
Can y'all remember all this tomorrow?
No. Wait, not at all.
hope you can. We'll see.
Yeah.